What's up, everybody, and welcome to the Dog Pound. I am M-Dog, coming to you tonight from the Boom Boom Room because the weather outside is frightful. That's right, it's a mess. So we're doing our shooting out on the range, having a great time, but the weather's too dang cold to sit out there and try to talk and have conversations with you guys. As much as I love y'all, it ain't working out. So we're kind of redoing some things, and we're going to be still doing our shooting out on the range, and then we're going to be coming in here where it's warm, and I'm going to get a chance to talk to you. So hope you all don't mind. Just bear with us as we redo some things. So before we get into today's video, you guys would do me a huge, tremendous favor if you would just like this video, share it with friends who also love firearms as much as we do, and smash that old subscribe button if you don't mind. Truly appreciate it. We truly appreciate the support you guys have given us and always sticking here with us, no matter what kind of setups we got to go through to make it work, right? So for today, I'm going to be doing a 200 round review on one of my most favorite guns that I picked up this year, and it is my favorite caliber. Y'all know what that is? It's 10mm. How would you not know what that is? So I'm talking about the Sig Sauer P320 Xten chambered in the beast mode caliber, the almighty 10mm. After doing the 200 round review on the Springfield Armory XDM Elite chambered in 10mm, it made me realize it's time to do the same follow-up on Sig's Xten. And we have her right here. Awesome, awesome gun. Honestly, any reason I get to shoot a 10mm, I'm all in. You don't have to convince me. So up to this point, this Xten has ran flawlessly with any ammo that I've used in it. And in total transparency, I have used only 180 grain full metal jackets in the Xten out here on the range, so I can't speak on anything other than that. I fired a couple of mags of the Plus P ammo through it, and it ran just fine. And we're going to try more of that today. But first, let's take a quick look at the specs on the Xten 10mm. Now that you guys have seen the specs on the Xten, let's take a look at the ammo I'll be using in this review. First, I'm going to be using some 180 grain full metal jackets from LAX Ammunition. You guys saw me shoot this ammo when I did the last video on the Springfield XDM Elite 10mm, the 3.8 compact, one of my favorite EDCs. Love that gun. We used this in that video. So after we run some of this, I'm going to switch it over and we're going to run some performance ammo through it. And the performance ammo that I'll be using is the Sig Sauer V-Crown jacketed hollow point 180 grain. Where's the markings at? Oh, right there. I don't know how well you can see with the light, but it's the Elite Defense V-Crown. This ammo is traveling 1,250 feet per second out of the muzzle with 624 foot-pounds. I've seen a couple of videos on YouTube where people had some issues with their Xten running this ammo, so I thought I would try them and see it for myself if I have some issues or not. You know me, I got to figure it out. If somebody else is having issues, I got to see if it happens. And if I do, you guys are going to see it in live action. So what do you say we get this party started? We're going to head out to the range, and I'll see y'all right back here in the boom boom room for our final thoughts. We got the Sig Sauer Xten ready to rock and roll, mags in, loaded with the 180 grain LAX ammunition, full metal jackets. Can you see that all right? And look, if you hear me chattering or something like that, it's cold out. So just bear with me. We'll get through it. We'll get 50 rounds out of this bad boy today and see how it does. This will be 201 when I first send this first one. And I think we're going to do okay. This thing has been really impressive throughout the time that I've had it and shot it. And I really, really like the Xten by Sig. So let's get busy. Watch this. Sweet. Boom, look at that. Works like it's supposed to. That's always a good thing. All right. Now as long as my hands withstand the cold, we good. Get my fingers, these gloves inside here. Be the first time I ever shot with heavy insulated gloves on, so this should be interesting. Oh, 15 rounds don't take too long. It's got excellent for a 10mm, and I've shot it a lot without the O-Light Balder R on it. It shoots really well with or without it. You can't even really tell the lights on it, but the muzzle flip is manageable, and the recoil, the felt recoil back into the hand, even when it's cold like this, it's not too bad. So I love this gun, if I didn't tell you that already. Let's let him shoot some more. I'm going to try my best, guys, to keep the old beautiful sunlight from blinding you guys. The options are very limited today when we got a wind blowing at about 18 to 19 miles an hour sustained. It's pretty cold. So I apologize for any technical difficulties, but we're going to get through them. So let's send the second mag through of 180 grain, full metal jackets. Even with the cold out like this, the Xten's still working good. So cold doesn't seem to be too much of a factor. Now granted, it's not a freeze test, but I'm not doing a freeze test. It's cold enough now. So if it can handle this, it can handle pretty much anything I needed to do. Just get used to these big old gloves. I tell you, the range is always the perfect place for trying out all the shenanigans stuff that might go wrong in a real world situation. So I'm actually glad that it's this cold and I get the chance to use these big old gloves, because normally that wouldn't happen. So, you know, practice with everything you have so that you learn how to at least know what to expect if a time comes and you have to rely on something like that. All right, enough talking. Weapons clear. I'm not too displeased with the grouping that's happening right now at 10 yards with these big old Eskimo gloves on. I'm good with it. We're at 15 yards. So we're going to send, we've sent 30 so far. Let's send 2 more mags, which would put us 15, 30, 45, 60. Right at 60 rounds. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to load another mag, and we're going to run the 180 grain V Crown plus P ammo in it, and see if we have any issues that some of the viewers or some of the creators out there in YouTube land seem to have with that ammunition. I want to test it myself and see if it is a pass or a fail, because we don't want to find out that they fail when we need it the most. So let's give it a whirl. Weapon is clear. It's not too bad. I mean, it's not the greatest, but like I said, with really thick neoprene cold weather gear, gloves on, I'm not gonna complain too much with that. Gives me good practice in you know, wearing the gloves, and could be worse. We could be stuck at home instead of being out here on this frigid range. All right, so I think what I'm gonna do with this one is shoot about half the mag, and then I'm gonna see if I can get any of these off in rapid session with these big gloves on and still be able to keep the rounds on target. Should be an interesting test. Let's find out. Weapons clear. I see 1, 2, 3. 3 rounds that I actually pulled off the silhouette. Oh well. That's why we practice, right? The old light stays nice and tight on there. Weapon fire is great. Little hard manipulating with the gloves, especially doing the rapid fire, but I had to know. I had to try it. And this is the range. This is where you try these things. So what we're going to do is we're going to load up a mag full of the Plus P, and then we'll be right back. Okay, guys. We have a mag loaded up with the V Crown, Sig Sauer 180 grain jacketed hollow points. These bad boys do some boogieing. So, like I said, reason for this is I've never actually fired this type of Plus P out of it. I can't remember what I did fire, but it wasn't the Sig brand. But since I saw the reviews that I did see of people having some problems with them, I had to see it for myself and see if we had them same problems. So sorry for the sniffles. It's freezing. But either way, we're going to load this thing up, and let's run this mag of these through it and see if we have that problem. think they actually, I think they may have shot better than the full metal jacket rounds. I'm impressed. You definitely felt the recoil. No doubt there's a felt difference there between the regular range ammo than the hot, V-crown ammo. But I'm going to tell you, the accuracy, it improved. Could be the way I'm shooting funky because of the cold weather and the gloves, but I actually was able to dial it in a little better with the hot rounds, and it shot better, or I shot better. But either way, we got better markings on target. So no problems whatsoever with the Sig Sauer V-crown. I love it, just like the Xten. So let's head back to the kennels for our final thoughts, and we'll see you there. Hopefully a little warmer. X10. Look at that. That's what you call dirt from the grind. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. Welcome back to the Dog Pound Boom Boom Room for our final thoughts on the 200 round review of the Sig Sauer P320 Xten 10mm. Well, we used LAX 180 grain full metal jacket in 4 magazines, which was a total of 60 rounds on target. And out of those 60 rounds, we had 1 that didn't feed. However, when I inspected it, I could see that it had nothing to do with the ammo at all. For some reason, the mag spring failed to push the round up. I guess for enough, it failed to push the round up far enough for the slide to grab it, send it in the battery. I don't know why. Was it maybe due to the cold weather out on the range? It could have been. It's just, it was nasty. It's usually not this cold up here this time of the year. But, it's possible. The cold weather is hard on equipment, and it just slows everything down to a crawl, including me. That gun's never been put to the test in below freezing temperatures, and if it sat in the cold for over an hour before I began shooting it. So the magazines were out in the cold. The gun could have been, don't know. But when I cleared it, sent it in the battery, reloaded it into the mag, it fed like a champ. Once the gun got running, not a problem. Who knows? I had the Olight Balder Pro R attached to the rail throughout this whole shoot because I wanted to make sure that it wouldn't move or loosen up on me. The 10mm is no slouch. Anybody that shot them, and if it holds up well on the Xten, I know it wouldn't fail me on other platforms that I use it on. Even with the hotter defense ammo, it stayed put like it was glued on. So the Olights continue to constantly impress me. And they really are. Did I blind you? Sorry about that. But it's bright dude. All in all, the P320 Xten 10mm is still one of my favorite 10mm, and I'll keep you guys posted as we continue putting rounds through it. Maybe when we get to 500 rounds, I'll do another follow-up video on it, because it's any excuse that I get to shoot the beast is definitely cool with me. Hopefully it's cool with you guys. I almost forgot to mention the issue with the Xten's magazines. If you go back and watch the first review I did on the Xten, I mentioned that I could only get 14 rounds in each of the 15 round magazines. Even using an Upalula speed loader, it would only accept the 14 rounds in each mag. A few of you guys commented and told me that you had the same problem. Well, I can tell you that after 200 rounds of ammunition fired through it, the mag springs have, they finally began to loosen up a little bit, and I'm now able to load 15 rounds into both magazines. They're still somewhat stiff, but they do accept all 15 rounds now, which is a good thing. So if you're out there and you are one of the viewers who said you had some issues, just know that not all hope is lost. I know it gets frustrating sometimes, but don't give up on it. Keep shooting them, and they'll eventually loosen up for you. I will have the link for the first video on the Xten posted in the description of this video. That way, if maybe it'll jog your memories in case you haven't seen it already. If you guys have an Xten or you've had the pleasure of shooting one, let me know what you think in the comments down below. I always love to hear what you guys think, and I just like hearing from y'all anyways. Any reason we get a chance to converse and share stories, it's a great thing. I always read your comments, and I do my best to respond to you quick, fast, and in a hurry. Quicker than a hiccup. I want to thank all of you viewers for sticking with us throughout the time that we started this channel. Your support has meant the most to Tammy and I and everybody else here. And honestly, you guys motivate us to keep going and going, and we want to do better. We're working really hard to come up with some cool things for the future, and I think 2023 is really going to be a good one. So stick with us, help us get the word out and grow the channel, and let's get some more people involved too. And it's always a good thing to be able to have a lot of people that you can share experiences with, kind of get ideas on maybe if you want to improve something that you already have. There's always good information because there's a ton of great people out there on YouTube who are very knowledgeable in the field. So the more we can get them in here and have the no drama and all that good stuff, and this is good, clean fun, I think it'll be a good thing. I want to give a shout out to our product sponsors, STEELE'S Gun Shop over in Lewis, Delaware. Charlie and Austin has helped us from day one of the channel. We truly appreciate all their help and everything that they've done for us over the time that we have been here. You can check them out on Facebook, and we're going to post a link in the description of the video. So if you want to contact them, they are who you'd like to call for anything that's new, used, classic, or historical firearms. That's what they specialize in. Great people, been in the business over 50 years. They won't steer you wrong. I want to say thank you to SPLATTERBURST Targets for supplying us with all of our high visibility targets that we get to shoot out on the range. Truly appreciate all the support they've done and given us, and we couldn't do this without them. You can check them out on their website. Make sure you guys go get stocked up for your next trip out to the range. You will not be disappointed with their targets. They are great targets. Last but not least, I want to give a huge shout out to our good friends over at BALLISTOL Multi-Purpose Cleaner and Lubricant. That is one company that we have used since I was a kid and love their products. Thank you so much for supplying us with the cleaners and the wipes and stuff like that we use on a daily basis. They're the only thing that we here at the Dog Pound use that we totally trust, and that's the only thing that's going to be used to preserve and protect our firearms and our great tools of freedom. So thank you to BALLISTOL. With that being said, spend time with those you love and care about, because time spent with them is always time well spent. May you live as long as you want, never want as long as you live. Shoot straight, shoot often, be safe, and God bless. And we'll see you all right back here next time on the Dog Pound in the Boom Boom Room. Sig Sauer P320 Xten with the Olight Balder R Pro or Balder Pro R. Very, very cool, very cool. Beast mode. We gone. Boom.